Oh, what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. So, it is that time of the week again. Chapter 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. Now, the premiere was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I'm really excited to see where it goes next. So, let's get straight into it. Oh dear. He doesn't look too good.
He no longer needs his head. We spared your
He is of the Order of the Night Wind.
assassin for hire.
Overpriced. You're paying for the name.
Their reputation is legendary. There is no way this...
They're just people in hoods. Perhaps he fears the Rancor.
NANI?! Rancor? Oh yeah, let's go. Wait, what?
I was sent by the mayor! The mayor sent me!
Oh yeah, there is no Rancor.
Assassin of the Night Wind. Shall
Bamboozled.
we visit the mayor?
The tribes of Tatooine. I love the soundtrack.
Boba Fett. Well, I don't see your name in the schedule, so you'll have to...
However, I did not see your litter arrive. This area here is restricted. Sir, if you would be so kind as to... The mayor had nothing.
He's a member of the Order of the Night Wind.
Oh.
Give this man his reward.
I am not a bounty hunter.
I know that you sit on the throne.
Bib Fortuna was not my employer.
You should ask yourself, who really sent the Night Wind? I have no
Oh.
motive.
I am not a fool, Mokshais.
So we're back at Madame Garza's, huh?
Ah, what a surprise. Thank you for the honor of your patience.
Now you're sweating like a Gumpton Mustafa.
You haven't heard. Twins have laid claim.
Oh.
Preoccupied with the debauchery of Hutta. To bother...
Oh dear.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Ugh. The board that they're sitting on is bending.
Yes, my pocket dick.
Oh, is that a Wookiee? Oh, I know you! Oh, what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. He's in the comics.
And I am not a sleeping Trandoshan god. This territory is mine. Go back to Nalhata. Your sister is
They're
right.
struggling. The servants are struggling so badly.
They're Hutts. We would have to get permission if you want to kill them.
If you kill a Hutt, you probably go to war with the entire Hutt clan, and that would be problematic. That's a good shot. Who are those guys? Those guys look familiar. Hold on a second. If this is bad, could you imagine what Anakin did? I mean, holy...
I will stop the train. I will take rifle and
Oh?
stick.
I think those guys might be the Pike Syndicate, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not right.
Uh-oh.
You say something.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. That's a really cool entrance. Yeah, probably the wrong weapon to use for that situation. Oh! Light work for Boba Fett. Light work.
A gift for you.
This is how we will stop the train.
Okay.
Like a panther. Yes? Maybe. Go. Stop.
Oh. Oh, this show is funny.
The train goes.
Hey, okay. I like how the show gives so much character to Tusken Raiders. Here we go. Oh yeah, those are the Pike Syndicate. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Oi. Dude, that Tusken is a badass. Yeet. I was gonna say that's a lot of loot for a Tusken.
Going to kill us.
It depends on how you answer what I'm about to ask. Are you carrying spice?
What do you mean by spice? What does spice look like?
Like that.
Uh-oh.
This is not. Now go back to your syndicate and present these terms. We will give you each a black.
The carrot and the stick.
It's a tricky little bugger.
Well, who'd eat spice when you have lizards, am I right?
This isn't a spice dream.
Whoa. Ew. Oh, I see. So that's probably gonna become his gaffy stick then. Sheesh, that's a thick dude right there.
Oh, yeah. Damn. Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy. Damn.
Cool. Now that is a cool weapon right there. Okay, now that is a very interesting episode. I think what's really cool about this episode is the fact that they actually subtly introduced the potential sort of different factions there are on Tatooine. Now we know that obviously Boba Fett is trying to take control of Jabba's previous holdings. Now we have these twin Hutts who are trying to take it back. At the same time, the show also introduces to us a few new factions. And that being said, that's probably the Pike Syndicate. Now, I'm not entirely sure if the Nikto gangs are part of the Hutts or are they a separate entity. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it's interesting because what this means is that as the show goes on, as Boba Fett encounters more obstacles and conflict, he may have some serious potential allies that he can call onto for help, especially with regards to the Tusken tribe. Another thing to mention is that it's interesting how the show sort of as it progresses, right, it sort of demonstrates how Boba Fett starts to get into this whole, become sort of a crime boss himself. And it starts with the train incident, right? Instead of him being the one who takes orders from others, he's now the one giving orders to other people. And I think that's probably the catalyst for him to start and try and become his own person, or his own sort of crime boss, and his own adventure. Then they also introduced this new Wookiee character, and I am very, very sure that this Wookiee character is one that I've seen before, and it's definitely in the comics with Dr. Aphra. I just cannot remember the name of this Wookiee, but I'll be sure to cover that in my breakdown, so be sure to check that out. Oh, it's also really cool to see how there's this duality between Boba Fett and the Hutts, right? The Hutts sort of arrive on a litter, while Boba Fett prefers to walk, and it just demonstrates this difference in culture, the difference in how, the way sort of Boba Fett sort of undertakes his role as a crime boss, and we're definitely going to see some massive conflict between the two. What's cool is the fact that actually Fennec Shand sort of mentions that in order to kill a Hutt, you need to get permission first, and this is sort of referring most likely to the Hutt clans. Now, in Star Wars, the Hutts aren't, you know, sort of individual crime bosses. They sort of are usually are part of this massive collective called the Hutt clan. And previously, Jabba was sort of like the big number one in this Hutt clan. He sort of more or less controlled the entire Hutt clan, which is why it made him so incredibly powerful. And now with him gone, I'm sure that sort of creates a power vacuum, and all the other Hutts within this clan are sort of trying to, I'm sure, take over or trying to be the top dog, essentially. And so in order for Boba Fett to kill these two, he would need to sort of get permission from the other Hutts. It's only from their consent and their blessing that is he able to kill these two. And if he doesn't get that, and he does it anyways, he essentially declares war on the entire Hutt clan. And the entire Hutt clan spans across like several different planets. It's not just Tatooine, it's not just a small part of space, it's quite a large chunk of the Outer Rim. And especially given the fact that during this time period, the Republic is basically not, well, they're just not as powerful because they're probably just starting out. The Empire is practically gone except for the First Order, who's probably hiding in the unknown regions. It creates a massive power vacuum in the Outer Rim that allows for these entities to sort of claim more power for themselves. So it's going to be interesting to see how Boba Fett carefully, hopefully, navigates around this sort of political situation. I also really love the fact that the show is giving us so much insight to what Tusken culture and life is like. And there's this part where he sort of goes into sort of this ritual, like a rite of passage, I guess, where it's sort of the lizard crawls into him. He goes on this really, really weird, high, delirious sort of mode, and then he sort of claims the branch. It's going to be really interesting to unpack all that, because there's a lot of symbolism and imagery going on in that part of the show. But it's cool because normally the Tuskens are sort of portrayed in the other Star Wars films as sort of the savages with no sense of reason. They basically kill, raid, and they just, you know, do what they want, and there isn't a lot of depth into their sort of society. Now, I know that in sort of Star Wars Legends and the Old Republic especially, there's a lot more depth to Tusken culture, but as for what we see in canon, there isn't that much, to be honest. And so in this case, they've really sort of unpacked that, right? They've sort of really sort of deep into what Tusken culture is like, and what are the sort of little quirks and little sort of things that they do. It sort of reflects the hard life that they're living in, and that's a really, really cool detail that they've sort of decided to leave in. The train scene was fantastic, action-packed. Yeah, it was a really good climax to the entire episode. Other than that, I don't have much to say. I really loved this episode. It was, I think, much better than the premiere. The show is definitely going in the right direction. It's definitely creating a lot of tension and conflict. But yeah, I mean, the show only has 6 episodes. We're now 2 episodes in. There's 4 left, which means that what happens in the next few episodes are going to be super intense. I will say though, the one thing I would like to see a little bit more is a bit more character from Fennec Shand. Now, I know the show focuses a lot on Boba Fett, and it's obviously his story to tell. But that being said, I like to understand a little bit more about the motivations of Fennec Shand, and what exactly is she looking after, and what is she hoping for sticking with Boba Fett all this time. And I have a feeling that we might get that the next episode, because in this episode we sort of get Boba Fett, he gets his cloak, he gets his weapons, he's more or less the Mandalorian Season 1 Boba Fett that we saw, right? He has all these sort of get-up and equipment. And so the next episode will most likely feature him rescuing Fennec Shand following her encounter with Mando and the other Corellian bounty hunter. So it's going to be fantastic. So be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace!